everyone. Welcome to episode 7 of the RhinoMight Podcast. Today's topic is going to be about the role of HCG in TRT. And so, what's funny is that it's taken us 6 episodes before we started talking about testosterone, and we are a TRT clinic. We talked about a lot of other things, and then we got in episode 6 we got into testosterone. Episode 7 is going to be about fertility and testosterone replacement therapy. That's how HCG comes in. So the first question that people ask is HCG necessary? I think Dr. Kanishk will chime in here and say that HCG is necessary if you care about your fertility. But in addition to that, it's also important for a lot of people because of immunity. So why don't you talk about that, sir?
Yes. So HCG is very, very important to be run along with TRT because it makes sure that your natural production of testosterone is maintained as well as your fertility is maintained. So you're not breaking any systems for the production of testosterone, you're just enhancing them. So testosterone just becomes a supplementation on your base value of testosterone. Let's say if your testosterone value was 400 nanograms per deciliter as a starting point. Even post TRT, that 400 should be maintained during the course of it. And whatever dose you take should be on addition to it to fulfill the requirements to get you to the level where you feel good.
Yeah, that's why a lot of the times we don't really like to say TRT because R means replacement. We're not really replacing anything. What we're doing is we're adding on to what is already going on inside your system. So it's like you've got your endogenous production going on, plus exogenously you're also taking testosterone. So what it becomes into is TST, which is testosterone supplementation therapy.
Not thyroid supplementation therapy.
Yeah. So with HCG, yes, if you care about your fertility, and I think you should care about your health in general, then HCG is important for a lot of people because of convenience. They don't like it. And now in the US, what we've been reading is that there is some stuff. I've not gone into this because it's not really applicable to us in India. But in the US, there is some stuff going on with HCG and insurance paying for it, etc. And it's not going to be part of the insured TRT or whatever that they have. In India, the benefit is that Hukog HCG, which is the one that's available at your pharmacy. So I'm not doing a plug-in of any brand or anything like that, but this is the HCG that's available at almost every single pharmacy out here. It is A, super potent, B, really, really affordable. I think 2000 IU is for 400 and something rupees, which is nothing compared to it's not much to think about when you're going to consider like your health and fertility hang in the balance of it. So now there are 3, normally with our patients, we always give them like 3 options for fertility and for HCG. The first one is that, and this is the one that is our most preferred method. It's what we practice and what we love, which is you microdose HCG. Like I said, HCG is super potent. So in India, you only need 100 to 200 IU per injection. So that's 600 IU a week that you're getting. Anywhere from 300 to 600 IU a week is your overall weekly dosage, and you're taking it 3 times a week. So it's split into 3 doses. So 3 into 100 to 200 IU is pretty much what you need. This is option 1. Option 2 is when you do it cyclically, where you do it every 3 months, or maybe if you want to do it even every 2 months, it's okay. But think of it as like a PCT that you're running along with your TRT, where you're going to be taking 1000 IU of it every other day, and for like 1 or 2 weeks, depending on how frequently you're running it. And this is like cyclical HCG treatment. And the third one is when you just don't care about your testicular volume, you don't care about your fertility, you don't care about any of that stuff, and you're willing to forego all of it, in which case you just don't have to bother with HCG at all. I do want to mention that because testosterone is bioidentical, and testosterone is, so what bioidentical means is that it is already there in your body. You're not adding something that is synthetic that your body doesn't have any, that your body doesn't know. So testosterone is not the same thing as, say, for example, trenbolone. Testosterone exists in your body. Trenbolone does not. So that's the difference. And when you're taking a bioidentical hormone like testosterone, you may not even experience a shutdown. Your testicular volume might be the same. Your testicles might not atrophy. They might still be producing say for example, like Kanishk mentioned, your baseline testosterone was 400, and maybe it probably will not be 400, but it might not drop to 0. It might just be anywhere in between, in which case your natural production is still going on. This does happen quite often. So I don't want to write it off and say, oh, the second you take testosterone, you're going to experience a shutdown. You're going to experience a situation where your body is no longer producing its own endogenous testosterone. That's not the case. There is no blanket statement like that is applicable. So you have to take that into account, and you might want to choose option 3. One of the things that we should also discuss is how do you know whether your HCG is working for you? And I'm going to hand this over to Kanishk because Kanishk is going to get into the details of
how the HCG is working for you. So one of the clinical signs that you see is a thickening in your sperm volume. If you're on HCG and you're running TRT along with it, you will notice that your sperm quality will increase. Means the quantity and the thickness of your sperm will increase. In practical sense, you will see that if your sperm was a little watery before, you'll feel that it is coming out like a chewing gum or in clumps, in clusters. That is when you know that the HCG is working for you. This is the dose for you, this is right for you. So we suggest that you start at the lowest possible dose, which may be 100 IUs. And if you're not feeling the benefits of these kind of things, where you are not able to notice the benefits in the sperm volume and the quantity, you increase the dose till you see it. It may be 150, it may be 200. But in our clinical experience, we never had the need to cross 200 IU for any person.
Yeah, including guys who have been in the game for a really long time, probably haven't even done HCG. Even for them, it's not really required. One of the things I want to also mention is that you could be doing your contest prep, and you may not even be doing TRT. You may just be running a cycle, like blasting and cruising, where you're on TRT during your cruises and then you're blasting other chemicals. There's still no reason to take out HCG. And I think one of the pro bodybuilders in the US that has also spoken about this is Dusty Hanshaw. In his Q&As, he's always said that there is no reason that you should stop HCG at all. And I think that clinically we pretty much are in line with that, aren't we?
Yes, we are. If it is inconvenient, let's say that you are traveling and you cannot carry your HCG everywhere, a big shot before you travel will carry you over for at least a week.
So what happens, I'm just going to throw out scenarios, because it's good that you mentioned traveling. I think the only time when people are apprehensive about TRT or apprehensive about injections and like HCG and all the baggage that comes along with it, in terms of how much effort and time that you got to invest behind this on a daily basis or whatever, is when people are used to traveling a lot. Right now, because of COVID, nobody's traveling that much and businesses in general are slowing down. But let's say things get back to normal and whatever, people who are watching this are going to be concerned about that. And let's say that I am traveling and I'm a frequent traveler. What if I take my HCG infrequently? In the sense that when I'm at home and I'm going to be in the city, my home city, for whatever amount of time, that time I'm taking HCG regularly. I say 300 IU divided into 100 IU shots 3 times a week, and I'm doing that. And then let's say I take a gap, but my TRT is on, because I instead of carrying so many syringes and in the sense double the number of syringes, I'm taking only my testosterone syringes. I'm not taking my HCG with me, and I'm traveling, and then I come back. So what if there are gaps in between breaks in your HCG? How does it affect me, or how will it affect anybody in that time?
When you're running TRT and you're running HCG along with it, your fertility has an insurance where you will not lose your fertility, HCG will maintain it. When you're taking HCG infrequently, your fertility may go down, you will never lose it. Even though it is infrequent, it is enough to keep your fertility and your sperm production going. The body never gets a stimulus to not produce any sperms or any basically gonadal suppression. That tends to happen with the higher anabolic steroids. Testosterone does not do that to that level.
Correct.
It will not make you infertile.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you're saying that it's better to take it infrequently than to just not take it at all.
Yes.
Correct?
In short, that is the answer.
Yeah, that's long story short, that's what we're getting at, right? Okay, and I think this is pretty much it, and this is all that we wanted to cover. So if you just recap quickly like we do in most of our episodes, is HCG necessary? It is necessary if you care about your health, your immunity, and your fertility. If you don't care about these things and your testicular volume, if you want to forego all of that, you don't have to care about HCG at all. There's also a caveat to this, that when you're taking testosterone, because it's bioidentical, you may not even experience a drop in your natural endogenous production of it. A lot of the times what is considered as conventional TRT, or what is labeled as TRT, it's not really testosterone replacement therapy, but it is testosterone supplementation therapy, because when we introduced HCG into the mix, your fertility is maintained, which means that your endogenous production of testosterone is maintained. You're taking testosterone as an exogenous supplementation to it. There are 3 types of protocols that you can follow when it comes to HCG. You can do, actually Kanesh, why don't you talk about that? What are the 3 protocols in brief?
So the 3 protocols are based on your goals. If you are able to take HCG, the ideal way to take it would be 3 times a week, between 100 to 200 IUs taken sub-Q with an insulin needle.
So what you mean is microdosing HCG?
Microdosing HCG.
Okay.
The second would be cyclical, where you take it once in 1 to 3 months, where you run HCG at the dose of around 800 to 1400 IUs for 1 to 2 weeks split as every other day. So these will be big doses taken every alternate day. So it would be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And the third option is if you don't care about your fertility and you don't care about your ball size and you don't care about testicular size basically, you don't care about all of these things, you don't take HCG and you just take testosterone.
Right. Okay. So that's a good wrap up on the topic of HCG. Thanks a lot for watching this video, guys. And if you got any other questions for us, please ask them. Please contact us.